times, obey my instruction at all times. If I ask you to break, I expect a good clean break. Fight clean, fight hard, and fight fair. Touch gloves, back to your corners.
So from the gym in Los Angeles, California, to the big time inside the Octagon here in Manchester, England, Mark Mуньоz taking on the former champion at 205 pounds, Lioto the Dragon Machida, now just seconds away from his UFC middleweight debut.
Okay, first round, you ready to fight? You ready to fight? Bring it on, come on.
The fight clock is brought to you by Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance. Mуньoz able to bring in a few karate guys late in his training camp, but of course didn't have the benefit of having guys to simulate Machida's style for the bulk of his camp.
Machida's not just a karate guy, but is very, very high level with his karate. Competed in many karate tournaments before he became an MMA fighter, and as we mentioned before, has other skills as well. Black belt in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, and has a lot of sumo experience, which actually he utilizes to throw guys off balance and uses hips to stop takedowns. Also throws a lot of weird techniques the guys aren't anticipating, like trips that go along with punches and kicks in combination form. Very unique approach.
Yeah, best of luck finding a guy to try to simulate Machida in training. And no surprise, a little bit of a feeling out process here early.
Another factor that may play into this fight is that only one guy has been 5 rounds. That is Lioto Machida. And it was a very disputed decision that he won against Mauricio Shogun to defend his light heavyweight title. That's the only time he's ever been 5 rounds. Mуньoz has never competed in the 4th or 5th round in his career in the UFC.
Nice body kick there by Machida. And as you saw there about 30 seconds ago, Mуньoz will be very careful when he tries to change levels and go for that takedown.
Well, one of the things about training with a guy as opposed to fighting a guy is that when you train and you're sparring, you don't hit 100%. You pull back a little bit. That's how you retain sparring partners. You help each other. You're working on your timing, your distancing, and the ability to close that distance and land shots. You're not trying to knock each other out unless you're training at a knucklehead gym.
Right.
And, you know, there's still a lot of that going on in MMA, unfortunately. But now, Lioto's trying to knock Mуньoz out, and Mуньoz is going to try to knock Lioto out. They probably submitted each other or attempted to submit each other full blast, but there's a big difference between that and this. Also, there's a big difference between sparring with big gloves on and shin pads and headgear and this. Tiny gloves, looking to kill.
The southpaw Machida stalking his prey. You know, he has put a focus on being more active. He's been on the wrong side of some very close decisions and looking to avoid that by upping his output here tonight.
Upping his output and trying to finish fights. And that's it! That's it! It's over! You just nailed it! Wow!
And as you'd expect, a great show of respect from these two friends. The high kick from Lioto Machida. Thankfully, it appears that Mark Mуньoz is okay, but welcome to the middleweight division, Lioto Machida.
Beautiful restraint by Lioto of not hitting his friend when he knew the fight was over. He hit him with that kick, went to do the punch afterwards and realized it was not necessary and stopped.
And, you know, both of these guys look very much the part of individuals who are glad this is over. The move of the fight is brought to you by Metro PCS, now nationwide 4G LTE.
Look at that. That's right through the glove. The guy, he had his hand up to block, and that's the kind of power that Machida carries, especially in the middleweight division. Right through the guard, through his hand, and look at that. Went to move in, saw that Mуньoz was out, and held back.